One.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We took a little break.
Control.
Really? Definitely coming out the spaceship now. You couldn't hold it in, could you? You had to. Because now that you look at it, you see you did like one of the backup dancers.
Exactly.
With the perfect brim and everything.
Who's the superstar they got right now? The FBI is investigating that she stole some shit. What is that? Cardi B? Who's that? Lady Gaga? Somebody?
Probably. Yeah. One of them.
There's gonna be an FBI bulletin out for your ass for stealing Janet.
For stealing her at the hat or whatever.
Yeah, from Michael's museum.
Yes, you stole Michael's hat. That's the one she gave him just to remember, so he could remember the Control video.
She autographed a hat for her brother.
Because that was probably about her daddy.
Because he was probably gonna go broke and he was probably gonna have to pawn that shit. Come on, man.
Actually, hold on. You know what? I heard a very interesting Michael Jackson story.
Before you do that, would you like
hold
to
on. Hold on. I'm gonna get to it in a second. But first, let me just go ahead. Could you stop? Because you're talking. I need less this, more this.
I got your less this, more this. Introduce the show.
Welcome, everybody. If you just stop talking, Control. Is that what he? Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Shannon, I'm trying to introduce the show.
Oh, man.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Again, we took a little hiatus to get a few things together, but we are back.
For facts, niggas is old. We went through some shit because we old, and we want to make sure that we're around for a little while. That's what happened.
Okay.
There we go.
Anyway, that's Smitty. And as always, that's the scholarly controlled Shannon. Say hello to everybody. Shannon, once again, he is continuously getting awards. He's continuing to getting praises. You know, he's one of the, Shannon always cracks me up because when you talk to a person who's, let's just say you talk to somebody who's popular and they always you'll meet somebody who knows them, right? And that opinion of them is like, oh my God, have you met Shannon? He's just so, and he's just, wow. And I always look at people like, Shannon? That dude? I get it, but I know, in this case, we know that other Shannon, the other side of the Shannon, still just as cool, but it just cracks me up when you get to know somebody.
Shannon's the only cat that I know that can talk shit about somebody or a group of people, and that somebody or that group of people turn around and say, Shannon's a nice guy.
He's a great guy. Let's call him.
You know what? It's so funny that you say that. Because my brother in arms, my boy I miss, Damani, he said the same thing. You're the only person I know that can cut somebody out and they want to be your friend next tomorrow.
Right? I don't understand
that.
It makes no sense.
And I don't even cuss people out. I could just say something and then people hate me.
You know what's so bad about it though?
With the power of the sun.
Right?
Yeah,
like that is the worst Negro on the face of this earth.
I hate him.
Yeah, and you know what's really bad about this whole thing is that here's what's bad about our show, and this is what I really get pissed off about. We know who's out there in the community who really could give two shits less about us. I'm the one making comments about you guys. Instead of taking it out on the wrong people, you know they didn't say shit about you. Take it out on who it needs to be taken out on. My brother Smitty ain't never said nothing about somebody I called a rat. I'm the one who said it.
And a snitch. He's calling him a rat and a snitch.
I said he was dry snitching.
And dry snitching. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Same difference.
Then another person.
Good brother, can you tell the folks where they can find us, man? We've been gone for 2 weeks. We probably just need to recapture everybody's attention.
Yeah. Let's recap. Go.
Oh, you want me to do a recap?
Recap.
Go ahead.
No, you recap.
Hey, you can find us on Facebook.
There you go.
Undivided.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Twitter.
You can subscribe. Hey, you know what? We really need y'all to subscribe to the Undivided page on YouTube, so we can kind of move this movement a little further. Because right now, you know, again, like we said before, we're only like this small little part of this conglomerate that's trying to change America. So if you can subscribe, we can now get more followers. We can expand a little bit. So definitely hit that button that says subscribe to our channel. And then again,
and
like
share.
Facebook, Instagram, share it. You know, and again, you know, I think what the great thing about this show, the third show, is if you've been following us, you'll see, I think we're pretty fair. Some people who don't like us may not see that, and that's fine. You know, everybody, if we're pleasing everybody, we're not doing our job. You know, but we've had individuals on here who we don't necessarily agree with, but we get in their fair time.
Mm-hmm.
And we also offered more time to the people we don't agree with to come on. You know, if they don't want to come on, that's their choice. We're not going to ever force nobody to come on. You know,
No.
so again, we try to keep an open door. We've said this before. If you know someone or yourself, you know, you got something that we can share and elevate the conversation, because that's where we're going. You know, we're about cause, we're about changes, we're about solutions. And if you or someone else can, you know, be a part of that, you know, great. We've had Sarah join us. Hopefully she comes back. Our sister B is taking a hiatus because she's doing things. She's making phenomenal moves.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're just trying to do our part. Check us out, support us, and we're gonna keep bringing the fire every time we show up.
And don't be scared to leave a comment. We respond back.
That's probably why they're scared. That's probably why they're scared to leave a comment, because they know we're gonna respond.
Hey,
yeah, you want to be a guest? Just ask. You want to come on the show?
Oh, please do. I mean, anybody, you know, Walker, if you're with us or if you don't agree with everything that we say, but like my brother Smitty was saying, there is no way I don't think a person can disagree with everything that we say. You know what I mean? That's just not, because we believe in facts. We believe in giving everybody, you know, the equal amount of time. So we do have opinions, but our opinions are still based in facts.
And then, you know, on top of that, I want to add this, and because I shouldn't have to, but I want to quantify who we are. We are three cats that came together organically because we felt there was a need there was a void that needed to be filled as far as information goes. And that information is not just, oh, the police are stupid. No, it's a lot more information of houselessness information, of education resources, programs, things like this that affect our entire community, and not just our Solano community, but you know, because the same story is written across this land, you know. But we are accomplished, I would say. We do things we just don't pop up on Friday night and just start talking shit. You know, we're doing work in the community individually and as a collective unit. You know, so when we do, like the good brother Troy said, if you disagree with us, that's fine. But when we do talk, we talk in facts of things that we see, you know, or things that had happened and we respond. So we're not just three dumb black guys that just happen to do this. We actually are part of the community. We've been a part of the community. We're trying to make change. We're engaged. We're involved. And we want you to be engaged. And we want you to be involved. So
definitely involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? And
actually, hold on real quick. I want to talk on what we had talked about Shannon before the other morning.
That's what I was getting ready to bring
okay,
up.
go ahead.
Yeah. I was actually getting ready to bring that up because I'm sitting here and I don't think we ever have to explain ourselves about what we do. Honestly, I give two shits less if somebody cares with us or agrees with us. I do.
That's two shits less in 10 minutes.
Yeah. And
two less.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure when do we start giving, because now we're at two less.
Less.
Yeah.
So we would have started at giving some shits.
we was up here giving.
Right. Right.
But Shannon has taken us down to give two less. So we're two down now. So
that's math, people.
That's math. That's facts. That's math.
That's math.
That's math. Go ahead, Shannon.
Go ahead, Bob.
I think we need to start really, and I think we need to start taking ownership. What me and Troy spoke about yesterday, and Smitty, I think you can agree with this because I've been looking at this. So week before last, 126 people in Chicago shot. 1 week. The first thing I hear out of the media, these kids are going wild. These kids are responsible. We need to start taking ownership because what these kids are doing, these reckless killings that we have, is from problems that have went and been passed down generation from generation that have not been resolved. It's not something these kids just made up. This is stuff going back from what we started.
Mhm.
Even previous to us.
Yeah, previous to us. And this is where we need to step in and start figuring out solutions. So Joe Blow got this corner over here. I got to go take care of him because he did this. No, we need to start resolving these problems so they don't keep lingering on. You know, and I was thinking about it. Everybody wants to blame this person or that person. You know, honestly, I heard somebody, and it bothers me because they said they can help juveniles, but if they taken a lot, if it's been a loss of life, they're not dealing with that. And I can understand if you lost someone to a juvenile, but at the same time, that family has lost that juvenile now.
Yeah,
and that's still a child. A child is not a grown man. And then in this in a scenario, it always leads me back to, in order for a juvenile to take an adult's life, what is that adult doing in that place, in that position at that time? Normally, when
that's a good question. That's a good one. How does this adult get in a situation with a juvenile? You know, what is that? I'm sorry, but yeah, that's a very good question because it goes into, because how we were talking about it, or when we were talking about it, it's the idea of kids don't know anything. I mean, the three of us, we've all been 16. You know what I mean? We've all been 16. We didn't really know anything compared to what we know now. You know, and we're expecting these kids to be responsible, to be respectful, and to do all these things that we're kind of giving them that shield and label and responsibilities of an adult without thinking back, hold on, wait, no, these are just children. These are, like Shannon said, these are somebody's kids. What's going on that we have to collectively step up and say, you know what, we need to be more responsible for what's happening to our kids in these streets. When if they're out here running around, there's a reason why they're out here running around.
Right.
The problem is we see it every day too, Troy.
Yeah.
We got kids having kids. That's the problem. We got young people out here who think they know more than their parents knew. And honestly, and we got to put it out there. I know plenty of people who come from broken homes. They got a dad that's locked up. They have a mom strung out on drugs. And then they go out here and they lay up with this guy, or this guy lay up with this woman, and they end up with a baby. Yeah. I have to say, just because your parents ain't shit don't mean you got to be ain't shit.
Facts. That's true. And it's the idea of we throw our hands up. Oh, he just out there wilding out. Ain't nothing I can do with him. She just gonna do whatever the hell she gonna want to do anyway. So whatever, she got to live her own life. No, they don't have that. They're kids. They don't get the opportunity. They don't have their own lives. You know.
And I think that is from where I see things, you know, dealing with young folks. A lot of it is learned behavior. I don't want this to come off the wrong way, like I'm scapegoating, because any kid, any walk of life, doesn't matter how much money you have. Look at the Melendez brothers. You know, it doesn't really matter about that. It's something that happens within the family. More often than not, what we see in the Black community is these things tend to happen when there's a male father absent. There's a figure absent. Be even a grandfather. You know, grandfathers do a lot. So we get this, and it's this learned helplessness. Like, it will never be better. It will never be better. This is where I'm at. What the hell?
This is all I got.
This is all I got. So
yeah,
I so much love, you know, how the good brother Shannon put it. You know, some folks don't get the opportunity to come up out of something and say, just because my parents weren't shit doesn't mean I don't have to be shit. But when the cards are stacked against you so high, you just learn this helplessness. Like, okay, my mother dropped out of high school in 11th grade, and I got 3 brothers, and my father is, let's just say, absent, because I don't want a stereotype to say he was locked up. Pops is absent. It's so easy to just go pick up a gun and settle things that way in your society. It's so difficult to have that tenacity to say, I'm going to make a change. I'm not going to live like this, and my future is going to be different. It's hard because, one, you don't know where to start. Young folks don't know where to start.
Yeah.
They don't. And then 2, trying to be better is costly. You got to get loans. You got to get grants. You got to get money. Books ain't free. So it's so much easier just to go the other route. And then that just perpetuates the cycle of, we just shoot each other, because that handles things. That makes me a man. But when you do that, now you take this other young man's life, he's never going to get the opportunity to be a man.
Yeah.
And you know what the problem is with that? It's society. It's our system. We constantly, and keep this in mind, we tell people to get out there and vote. Half the people don't know what they're voting for. They're just out there I'm trying to do my part by voting. We need people to be out there that's actively participating and advocating for that change. Because the problem is, the system is designed to work against us. People of color, period. They set up welfare as a means to say, well, we're helping them. But at the same time, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put you in a silo over here. We're going to keep you there to where you depend on us. Now, if you go out and you try and make better for yourself, we're going to take everything you got so you can't get ahead.
Yeah.
I want to ask y'all a question about that. Just on, like Shannon said, like the shit that they do to give us, to pacify us, to keep us in a certain frame of mind.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever heard of a drive-by at a library? Have y'all ever heard of a drive-by, you know, at
the college,
at you know, the after-school program? Have you ever heard of a drive-by at you know what? They force our young folks to hang out in places where why is the liquor store and the barbershop? And I'm not knocking barbershops. I love barbershops. Don't get me wrong. But you know, we don't hang out I've never heard of a drive-by in front of the city hall.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a drive-by in front of city hall. Never heard of a drive-by in front of, I don't know, just somewhere where we don't regularly congregate.
So you know what's so bad? That's a bad thing. And honestly, call it racist on my part.
Racist.
Yeah, you can call it racist.
Go ahead.
Maybe it's because I am a vet. Maybe it's because I have issues with certain certain races and what they do.
Mm-hmm.
We have Sikh. They come over here and buy up these gas stations. The gas stations we have here in Vacaville, and there's certain ones. They're in particularly low-income neighborhoods where it's either our Latinos or Blacks. Gas stations, and they have full liquors, all behind the counter. And it's owned. Now keep in mind, kids go in there to buy candy. These people holler at your kids. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you this. They already feel that we attack people. If you are a stand-up person and you see one of them, especially these fuckers in 7-Eleven, I can't stand them. E-bop and boo-bop. If I see you hollering at another kid, I'm gonna smack the fuck out of you. Because they not your kids, and you wouldn't holler at your damn kids like that. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm serious.
E-bop and boo-bop? Is that?
Yeah, call them whatever the hell. Yeah, e-bop and boo-bop. Call me racist, but you know what? I would like to see a black-owned gas station.
Thank you. Okay, hold on. Let me say this. First, to go with what we were talking, just to kind of touch on what we were talking about earlier, about how we're leaving our kids and not getting them the help that they need. One of the worst conversations I've ever heard was two black dudes talking about, and one black dude was telling his partner that, yeah, my son can do just like I did and go down to the post office and get a job. I'm like, what? Just like you did? So you want him to grow up to be a bitter old man also, to keep his son in this vicious circle of being suppressed and being kept in their place. Now that goes into the idea of what you were just saying, Shannon. We need to say that, you know what? Let's get together and go buy a liquor store. Let's get together and go buy a gas station. Let me help my son buy some property or buy a apartment complex. We have
and my thing is this. I want us, let's all figure it out. Let's get together, put our money together. Let's go buy a liquor store. I want to place it in a white neighborhood on the corner.
And that's going to be your problem.
In a white
neighborhood. But that's going to be your problem. That's not going to happen.
The planning commission, who regulates the zoning property areas in the city, aren't going to go for that. That's why there's not a liquor store in Browns Valley. That's why there's not a liquor store in Beverly Hills. The liquor stores and these gas stations that sell liquor are in the hood or close by in walking proximity.
At the convenience store.
But again, that goes back to what we've been saying since day one about being engaged and being involved. I'm pretty sure in Vacaville, there's not a black person on the planning commission. I applied, but didn't get picked. All right. I'm pretty sure there's not a black person on the planning commission in Fairfield. That's why there's a liquor store on Grande Circle and then a 7-Eleven right down the street and a bonfire right there. The walking proximity.
Yeah.
But again, I just go back to the setup of how they make sure that we're complacent where we are. And again, there's no drive-bys at City Hall. There's no drive-bys at the library. You know, they're where we are.
So funny. You know what's so funny, man? Is the response time. The response time of the police. Let somebody call in Browns Valley.
911 is a joke. Shout out Flavor Flav.
Shout out Flavor Flav.
1990, East Oakland. I'm in front of my house. Dude got shot. I called police. I called the police. This, when they had, that's when
that's the phone. That's the phone.
The phone that wasn't connected to the cord. He had cordless.
Oh, you was high. You was living high in Kiton, man.
Oh, bro, talk to me. And so I'm like, hey, yo, dude got shot. Swear to you. 10 minutes go by. No, dude, our neighbor put a blanket over this man. He got 2 bullet holes right here in his chest. I hear the sirens. They're on the other side of the tracks. I call 911 back. Hey, yo, y'all in the wrong spot. Oh, well, they're on their way now. 25 minutes pass. 25 minutes pass. This is 1990.
Yeah.
Imagine what it is now. You know what I'm
That shit-
saying?
Dude, and then
Come
they
on,
wonder,
man.
you know what? That's what I said, man. Here's my problem. And I don't want to be hypocritical about it. I don't know if there's any way not to be though. Yeah, I said certain people need police, but in actuality, what the fuck good are they for? At the end of the day, the crime is already done.
It's already
The
committed.
police come. The police come after.
And then they mess up the crime scene. They mess up the report. And now the report looks like you're the fucking culprit. Like, bro, where was y'all 35 minutes ago when this motherfucker was standing out here smoking a cigarette and he blasted old boy? You know?
Yeah.
So again, I just always like this a part of involvement. You know, again, so look, why we're here, why we're here. Vacaville, law enforcement, their contract is up. They're up for negotiation in October.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So last city council meeting, I requested that the citizens are involved in that. Why? Because out of the 7 sitting council members, not one is Black. So when the association comes to ask for their negotiation or they go through this negotiation process, ain't nobody gonna be asking the questions like, what's your thoughts on profiling, excessive force, you know, things like this. Just, they're not gonna ask those questions.
Keep in mind that we got a terrorist sitting on city council. He won
Absolutely, absolutely. So let me
more than 9 out of 10 times he done brought his little buddy with him.
let me double down on that. Let me double down on that. So that was last Tuesday.
I see what you did right there. I see what you did. Go ahead.
Let me double down. That was last Tuesday that I asked that we're a part of it. They never responded because I don't think they want a Black guy sitting on that negotiation board.
Well, you know, the problem is though, it's not even having a Black guy, it's having the community involved.
I agree with you 1,000%. But
right? Yeah.
Go
ahead.
So check this out. So this week, Vacaville names an interim chief, Alioto, who already did time in Fairfield, who already did time in Vallejo.
Yeah,
right?
He's a floater. He's a
floater. So
yeah.
he's coming in to be interim. Well, soon as they name the interim, now they're gonna conduct an audit on their department. So what's gonna happen? Soon as this audit comes out, he's gonna resign. A new chief is gonna come in, and then there's no one gonna be left to blame. Nothing's gonna change.
because you can't blame the old chief because he's gone.
You
can't blame the interim because he's just an interim. He just got here. Bruh, I walked into this.
And the new guy is like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I just left the house. What happened? But
these are the games. These are the games that
it
go
is.
on.
It's little chess moves. And the biggest thing, of everything you said, the one thing that Vacaville needs to understand is let's not get away from having the community involved. The problem with that is you're going to get minority voices speaking up.
Absolutely.
And you're going to get those voices of the white Americans who are, no, we do need a change. We do need something different.
Because they're out there. There's white
They are definitely out
ready
there.
to make a change. I'm telling you.
They are definitely out there.
Absolutely.
And they don't want that because we do, that we do have allies that are on the city council.
Let me say this. If you're a white American and you love how law enforcement serves you, good for you. Good for you. Because it's working for you.
Yeah.
It's working for you. But you know what? Just like you like that law enforcement, I don't like Clark Pest. Clark Pest can suck my ass. But you might like Clark Pest Control.
Cool.
Clark Pest didn't do shit for me. They charged me every month. I still got spiders and shit in my house. So, again, I'm not knocking you if you love law enforcement because they're doing a job for you.
Yeah.
I had to go get Terminex because Terminex does my house better. That's a simple thought
It's
process.
just change. There is not a city that doesn't need to evolve and change. Especially with Vacaville now, they're becoming the worst thing that could ever happen to Vacaville, becoming more diverse.
There's Vacaville is trying so hard to hold on to that last grip they have of that white boy redneck. This is how we operate around here.
Yeah.
And they're making it worse. They're actually making it worse.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, because in any change to the status quo, we always have to remember that it's going to threaten somebody.
Absolutely.
The change is one of the biggest things that people fear, especially when the way it's working now is benefiting them. Why change the police department when it's fine. The police department is great. You know, why change it? Well, because it's not benefiting the community, is benefiting a small population within the community.
Absolutely.
So of course they're going to fight that.
Then they lied about the dog incident. The dog was malnourished.
That still don't make it sense for you to kick a dog. But
they didn't report that. When they reported at City Hall, they just came with some generic ass spill.
I'm sorry. How does a police dog become malnourished?
This is the kind of things that's happening in this department.
I'm sorry. Is that the same thing when a sheriff says he doesn't understand what the 3%ers are?
Exact same thing.
Okay, cool.
Because that person that said that rode along with that department that malnourished the dog and said they're doing a great job.
Oh, they're fantastic.
They're fantastic.
Oh, these guys are great.
You know what? But you know what? Honestly, and
I don't know how this dude got accommodation from the sheriff's department.
I still don't.
That just popped into my head. I'm just saying that because that was the nicest thing we've ever said about the sheriff's department.
I think so.
No, but you know what? Yeah, and here's George Floyd.
Okay.
People thought it was bad with the protest and everything. A true day of reckoning is coming. And when that day comes, they aren't going to know what to do. They aren't going to be prepared for it. It's coming. If they don't start opening their eyes and see, and everybody jumped for joy and said, oh, justice was finally served, accountability. This man still has yet to be sentenced. This man still has yet to be sentenced. So justice hasn't been served.
No.
And honestly, he took a life. We're in California here, and I know plenty of other states got the damn death penalty.
So
Old Testament says eye for an eye.
So what was absolutely hilarious about this sensationalism that they're putting on Chauvin, because it's not even about George Floyd anymore. The protest was about George Floyd.
Yeah.
This shit that's going on now, this is about Chauvin's mockery of what, well, it's actually just a mirror image of what this country is. And it's irony. It's irony and hypocrisy at its best right now to be played out in front of the American people. And when I say that, I say this. Now he's moving for a full dismissal because one of the jurors had a Black Lives Matter shirt on. The irony about that is how like many Black men have went to court, went to a jury, went to trial, got convicted, possibly executed, but there were white motherfuckers on there that were part of the Klan or some other shit that they were just racist. And you knew about it, judge, and you knew about it, lawyer, but you still allowed the processions to proceed. That's
because
why
he was one
Black
of them
men getting out of prison right now after serving 30 years on some dumb shit. Yeah. So don't tell me it's a mistrial because this man had a Black Lives Matter shirt on. Y'all been doing that since day one.
That's funny.
That's a problem?
Well, this is where we're at with that. With the Chauvin trial, we're literally at a crossroads right now, because if it goes the way it's supposed to go, where he won't get the maximum, but he needs to get at least 25 years. He won't get the maximum, but he needs to get time.
But then
But
if you
hold on,
say
hold
it's
on,
at a
hold on,
crossroads- wait,
hold
wait,
on.
wait, real quick, just and not to get off that, but if you say it's at a crossroads, then that goes back to what Smitty was saying about Vacaville PD being at a crossroads.
No,
Because
yeah.
guess what? Guess what? We seen the video of a cop hitting a white kid
Yes.
Not hitting.
who had
No, he
punching the
shot,
shit
he
out of
punched.
him.
Yeah, he dumped on one.
yeah,
He beat that little
yeah,
kid up.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
okay,
and-
now
and
that's
this kid-
exactly the
and
point.
He knew this kid had mental health conditions.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this is the crossroads. This is where we're at. If it's full accountability, which means he's already been tried, he's been found guilty, now he needs 25 years. Okay? Or he's been found, he's been tried, he's been found guilty, and he gets 5. If he gets less, if he gets 5 years, and just in this instance, if he gets 5 years, it's business as usual.
Mhm.
If he gets 25, now everybody else is on notice.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Because we have to step back and look at it. When this happened, when it was, as you eloquently pointed out, Shannon, it was the George Floyd incident
Mhm.
that brought light, and since then, every police incident has been magnified, more than usual.
Let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this question. Both of you. Do you think in your heart Chauvin is safer in prison or walking?
Oh no!
streets?
Oh God, no! Oh, this. Let me get 7. Crapped out. Damn. No matter where he goes, because he has no life.
Right.
It's not, his situation isn't like the officer who left Vallejo and just went to Fairfield.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
The best he can do in law enforcement is be, a security guard, with Craig now.
Craig now. Top flight.
Top flight all the way, baby. Holy moly donuts. Get it together. We got a C rating for a reason. Now, but so what that means now for the cop in Fairfield who beat up that little boy, he honestly, he needs to go to prison. He needs to go straight. In Vacaville. Yeah. He needs to go straight to jail.
Well, I mean, it happened in Fairfield too in October when the white law enforcement officer body slammed the female and put her unconscious. And
it goes back to what Shannon, and this is one thing I do agree about with Shannon about his views upon the police, and we talked about this. If you're scared, drop that badge, go get another job.
That's it.
Because you ain't built for this.
I seen a meme. I don't really do memes, but I seen a meme on Facebook the other day where it was like in the foreground was the utility belt with the gun in it, and then you see in the background the back of a law enforcement person walking away saying, "I quit." Quit then. Shit. If your panties are in a wad, yeah, you wear a little thong panty. If your thong is in a wad,
if it rides up,
officer boy, that you just can't randomly murder people, walk.
If you're not man enough to be able to verbally de-escalate a situation before grabbing onto your gun first, this is not the job for you.
Yeah.
This is just you're not built for this. You have fell into that. I'm scared because of what I've seen on the media.
Here's my good one, Troy. Here's my good one. You're not man enough to deal with a 16-year-old who's 6'4", 200. You're already initially scared, so you blast him.
You blast him automatically.
So you blast him because you're a chicken shit coward. 2, you have this thought process of God is on my side because I'm white and God is white. And then 3, I can always say, I called for medical assistance. He was alive while I was giving CPR. So he didn't necessarily die for me shooting him.
No.
He died because he had sickle cell.
He had sickle cell. I just put 2 in his chest, but that's not the reason why he died.
This is the clown shit that's going to continue to happen until we get involved and start being a part of who's actually putting his badge on.
Yes, and it goes back to what. Hold on, real quick. It goes back to what Shannon was saying about voting. That we do need people to vote, but more importantly, we need y'all to be engaged. Don't just vote blindly.
Yeah, because there's a black guy running for city council in Vacaville right now.
Don't you
probably don't want him, black folks.
You don't want that one. That's not the one.
Wait. Hold on here. There you go. You said there's a black guy. There's an imposter running around Vacaville claiming to be a 6'4" black man. Okay.
Oh, I didn't pour my liquor. I didn't know we was talking about. I didn't know we were gonna do the 6'4" drinking game.
Right.
I didn't pour nothing.
Hey, we gonna be white boy wasted. We fuck around with that game.
6'4" is a beast.
Man,
that's the game right there.
Hey, he's a 6'4" black man.
Bruh, hold on. I ain't got nothing. Man, can I just take a break? If we're gonna have this conversation, I need to go grab something.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that is the statement itself makes it look like I'm easy to spot. I'm always around town. Bruh, I've been in Vacaville since 2004. I've seen this man once in real life. Once. That's only because I attended.
Oh, wait, was it at the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever seen it.
And I want to say this. I want to say this because I think a lot of people get on this high horse like, oh, I'm the 6'4" black man. I'm Superman. Everybody in Vacaville knows me. Bruh.
I know you.
Mike Brown, who is 6'8", went to Vaca High. He coached my son. He's never mentioned you one time, bruh. Ever. Like, never. The people that I know in Vacaville that grew up here never mentioned this man's name. So stop making it sound like you're like this most
You're just popular.
Partner,
this ain't high school. And this was funny because somebody had asked me, well, do you know 6'4"? I was like, no.
I got a 6'4" Impala.
I got 6'4".
That's what I do know.
I got a son who's 6'3".
Right?
I'm still tripping over the fact that he's 6'4" and his belly curled over his belt.
Oh. See, now you're making Shannon, you're making personal shots. We can't take
Shannon said his stomach can be a shade for a 5'4" person. Do what you hiding under there.
Little kids hover around him like a planet.
You can't even go through TSA. Come on,
Here's
man.
the problem, though, man. If you watch his little infomercial, and he got his kids with him, and the way he say, "Come on, kiddos," this month.
Okay, I'm not.
Come on, kiddos.
I can't. I'm not with y'all. Y'all stupid. You're dumb.
Dude, I'm still tripping over
this. Shut up, dude.
I know I'm a 6'4" black man.
Dude, I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember. I'm gonna remind myself next week. I'm gonna have my alcohol just in case we jump off on 6'4".
Bro, it's comedy to me. I don't know why.
That's just hilarious.
My God.
It's the picture that Shannon painted.
He wouldn't tell that lie that he ran track. He wouldn't tell that lie he ran track.
Bruh.
Ran track.
If you use the word kiddos, you cannot be a city councilman. I'm sorry. You can't.
We gotta draw the line somewhere. Vacaville, we're trying to help you out.
I'm sorry. You want to support law enforcement? Fine. Back yourself out, kid. You start throwing terminology out like kiddos.
Nope. Yeah.
You lost me, dog.
You're done. You're useless.
Yeah. I already see what tree you barking up and pissing on, bro. I gotta leave it.
I heard that. You stupid. You are dumb for that.
But he's still a 6'4" black man.
And you can't take that from him.
I swear, y'all stop, because I'm mad that I didn't get up and just grab a bottle.
I told you do that, boy, you're gonna be white wasted by the end.
Man, I wouldn't make it through.
You would.
I'm telling you, if we do that like at the beginning, I'm done.
Hey.
Because Shannon like to throw it out. He throw them out there.
Because
here's
it's
the
comedy.
problem. But here's the problem. The whole thing is a joke. When you look at him, and if you look at him and you look at his best buddy, both of them built the same way.
I knew that was coming.
And one actually, when I first met one, he made it sound like he was important. He said he was a detective. And then I found out he was a detective over trash. How you gonna be a detective over trash?
Oh, you guys are stupid. Y'all done.
Hey, dog, I did not think we was going there. But
Oh.
when Shannon told me that, I was like, are you
Man, I was like, I did the same thing. I was like, no, he's not.
You're
lying.
Hey, man. Well, shit, we're there. I'm on the phone with him. I'm on the phone with the trash inspector. And I'm like, we're having a conversation and shit. And then he says, oh, excuse me, there's a call in the back. So I hear him on the background on the walkie-talkie. Yeah, 304-7594, go, run them up. So I'm like, oh, bro, you can go to work, if shit is important, someone getting smoked and shit. He was like, no, it's cool. So then when I told Brother Shannon was like, what? That's trash.
Oh.
Let me be more tactical. Enforcement, trash abatement.
I mean,
matter of fact, they made it politically correct. They called it environmental enforcement.
Oh my God. So
that just like, remember back in the day, it was cool to be a garbage man.
Absolutely.
It was cool. You was a garbage man, you was cool.
All of a sudden, in my block, you was the man.
You was the man. Everybody knew you. You knew everybody. It was cool.
You had a Cadillac and a Benz in your driveway.
And nobody knew how because you got up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely.
And was at home at 2 o'clock. So nobody knew picking up kids.
Nigga,
nobody knew what was going on.
How are you at home at 2 in the afternoon, bruh?
You slinging? So, but
wait, question: why do you need a gun and a taser?
Hold on.
Over trash? Somebody stealing trash?
That's the uniform. But remember when it changed? Hold on, wait. Remember when it changed to sanitation engineer?
Yes.
When it wasn't cool to be a garbage man anymore.
Right.
Now you're a sanitation engineer. That's the way I look at him and his. I'm sorry, Shannon. What did you say that his title was?
Environmental enforcement.
Yeah.
Code abatement. Hey, listen. I'm glad Shannon brought. I'm glad Shannon brought that up. Said it's part of the uniform. Listen. In the Boy Scouts, you got to earn your badges. Fucking law enforcement should have to earn, like just in a PS4 game where you're trying to build yourself up.
So you got to earn your gun.
Yeah, you just don't automatically get a whole fucking shit. You gotta go out, collect some diamonds. You gotta get some other shit, and then you get a little rinky-dink pea shooter. You know?
No, you get your taser first. You get your taser first.
No, you get a baton. You get your baton. Yeah. You get the baton, right? And then the more you progress, you like some night goggles. You know what I'm saying? But why the fuck
cool boots.
do you let a 23-year-old out who don't know shit from Shanghai, and you give this motherfucker United States military fucking weapon system? What sense does that make?
You getting weaponized like he's finna go on a tour.
Right, he ain't earned shit. He ain't earned.
Dude,
now
I'm
he's
still
fucking.
I'm still tripping over this, man. I just, you know what? I hate to say it. I'm still tripping over this because the shit that comes into our mind when we think about it. How the hell do you get arrested for trash?
Flipping,
Shannon.
Flipping. Because you don't want to spend $35 at the dump, so you get your boy's truck and take the license plate off. And at 10 o'clock at night, you load that shit up and go down a dark road. And then all of a sudden, out the fucking quarter mile, here comes a set of headlights. And guess who it is? Fucking Inspector Clouseau. With his dog
You're
sniffing.
stupid. I don't even know what to do with y'all right
But he take you in the trash for evidence too.
now. All of it.
Breaker 19. Breaker, we got felony. We got a felony. Backup requested. Backup requested.
We got the mass dumper. We've been waiting on him.
Mass
Finally
dumper.
caught.
You know what, dude? You know
And
what really
they're gonna
pissed
hit
me
that
off?
one guy. All this poor guy got is a roll of carpet. Where they're gonna hit this motherfucker up like he dumped every shit that's in that canal.
Like he buried Hoffa.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's so bad about this shit,
Y'all
man?
stupid. Y'all are dumb.
Oh, man.
Dude, you know what? Honestly,
Oh.
and I've been trying to avoid social media for a reason. But I seen the post. So
That's comedy.
here's what's funny.
Thank you for that, Shannon.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Thank
no. But have you been paying attention to this?
No,
So
no.
pay attention to this right here. So last time when I mentioned that he was dry snitching on his boys in Brown, he went to posting biblical verses. I ain't seen no more biblical verses.
No, because
I haven't seen.
I'm gonna go ahead.
What I did see, he had a picture of his mom on there. And he said, yeah, man, my family look just like you. You already said your dad is white. Your mom look just like you. So where's the color at in your fucking family? I don't want to hear no Creole or none of this. Dude, I'm tired of these imposters. And now he got 6'4". He got 6'4" buckwheat with him.
Stop that.
Buckwheat Jones.
Did you say 6'4" buckwheat? You call him You called him buckwheat?
Yeah, I call him buckwheat.
Is Creole even a nationality?
Okay,
I love my Creole folks. Is it a nationality?
It is, actually.
Okay, I just want to make sure because, down in the South,
I'm gonna go ahead and speak on that one. Simply because my great grandmother is Black and French.
Well, you got a country. France got a country.
Yeah.
Creole don't got a country.
No, but when you throw it together, you got to call it something.
Okay, then. Hey, yeah, y'all was in the service, so I know y'all get around. I know damn well when I traveled to the Dominican Republic, them motherfuckers spoke Spanish, but they was darker than the darkest of night.
Oh my God, yeah.
All right, so you can say all this shit. You can say all this shit, but when passable white folks use a generic shit like my grandmother was mulatto, my grandmother was Creole, that ain't no country. I'm sorry. What that is, and let's be real. What that is
what that is
your Creole mama was probably made by some shit that went on in the back house.
No, there's a slave owner thing.
Absolutely.
It was a slave owner thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, you got a little bit of blood in you. Great. But again, I always go back to you don't use it until it's time for you to get people on your side.
Facts.
Or when you get ready to get your ass kicked.
I want you to have a shirt on that says, I'm Creole.
Just like what's your name?
And then show up to Juneteenth at Lake Merritt and see how well that goes.
Well,
but you know what? He ain't gonna do that. I want him. The only time he uses that.
Hold on, I'm sorry, Shannon. Excuse me. Shannon, excuse me. Lake Merritt on Juneteenth.
Bruh.
Go ahead, Shannon. Go ahead.
Yeah. We know that ain't gonna happen. But the only time they ever use this.
He ain't gonna be at Dan Foley in Vallejo.
Right? Oh no.
No.
Shit, I don't even go to Dan Foley.
Yeah. So the only time he uses it is if he gets backed into a corner or he needs support. And people have to watch this whole thing play out and unfold, because you have one that's honestly, and I'll say this because I know 6'4" is gonna listen to this shit.
They all do.
I'm gonna personally send this shit to him anyway.
There you go.
So 6'4", I understand you're coming into a realm, and it's no fault of your own. Your parents were probably military, so you grew up in this cow town. But for you to just now start coming into a realization of trying to identify who you really are is a little bit late in life. And maybe I shouldn't be so rough on you. You can't help who your friends are. I got white friends. I don't judge by race.
Is Tim Scott 6'4"?
It's who?
I don't
Tim
think so.
Scott.
No.
When I heard and watched Tim Scott speak, I was like, damn, he might have relatives in Fairfield back of him. I was like, bruh, I don't know what white kids beat your ass when you was little, but they really got you. They really
mess you up.
fucked
They mess you up. Like all internally. Like, yeah, you got a trauma.
Trauma, like deep-rooted trauma.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm sitting there, and now I have to be fair. I did not watch the speech that the president gave.
No, yeah.
I caught Timmy Scott talking just by pure coincidence. And I'm sitting
I just want to make
it
clear. America is not a racist country.
Bruh, hold on. My thought as soon as he said that was, well, hold on. Your legislative just passed a resolution condemning Asian hate. You're part of the legislation, bro, but you're saying they're not
That's
racist.
not you. Well, that's not you, though.
The whole concept of having to pass something to say stop beating the shit out of Asians totally goes against what you're saying. So I don't understand that part.
How do you not? But I'm gonna double down on the ignorance of that. Your boy, who was the head of HUD under Trump.
Oh, Ben.
Benny went on one of them Fox shows.
I don't trust Benny's. I'm just saying.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what he said. I'm paraphrasing. One, he there was like, you know what Tim Scott said, that's what we need to build on from here on out.
Holy shit, see, that's the problem.
Hold on, it got worse. And I thought that was like, okay, that's just stupid.
Right.
But he wanted to say this country isn't built on people that just because we have a disagreement, we're gonna get violent. I'm like, bruh, Boston Tea Party?
Dude,
Pilgrims?
Yeah, but you know what?
Pilgrims, Boston Tea Party, Christopher Columbus, everything about, hold on. And you said this before, Shannon, everything about this country has been built on violence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything about this country is violent.
Dude, their forefathers, this country, their forefathers were criminals.
Thieves.
This country was devised by criminals. So how do you correct that?
I was so blown away.
If
slow down.
The Revolutionary War, violence. You know, like the king.
Mm-hmm.
The Civil War was over race. It was over race. That's what it was. So how can you sit here and say that this country isn't racist when two of their most famous wars were because of race?
Because I don't like what you just said. So now I want to keep what I got. Like how I said before, it's change. Whenever change occurs, it's violent because somebody doesn't want it to change.
And if it's not racist, why are you the only fucking black man in the Congress right now?
If it ain't racist.
If it ain't racist.
And here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with the Civil War in the North and the South. And a lot of people don't really realize it because they've been led to believe that trickery. So the South had all these slaves.
Mm-hmm.
The North was doing all this manufacturing. They were starting to lose money and didn't have employees to work. So they said, you know what? We're gonna label it like we freeing the slaves after we win this war. At the same time, we're gonna make them work for us.
Yep. Free.
For free.
For free.
Free.
Yeah.
People have been misled and astray too long, and people need to open their eyes.
Bamboozled.
You know what? They've been bamboozled. I see too many brothers out here who are lost and they don't know how to self-identify with who they really are. And that's a problem in itself. That's some traumas. And I will say we have mental health services in Solano County. It's a big issue. Everybody in this world is crazy to some extent.
Mhm.
And I won't even use the word. To some extent, they have mental health issues.
Yes.
Everybody.
Everybody. It's just to what degree.
Yep.
And people need to realize that when it comes to Black people, we deal with so much. We have trauma placed upon us when we come out that womb.
Bro, our traumas got traumas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, I
So-
want to say this because I think what good brother Shannon is right on topic is, you know, things like this are going to keep happening. This is how we started the show. And all of our shows kind of go with this. Things are going to keep happening until we get involved, to where, you know, we're engaged and we're actually making tangible change. You know, we spoke about this on the last show before we went on our little 2-week hiatus. And it's about what's happening with and I'm just talking about here in Solano, about the juvenile probation. You know, a lot of this, there's no money for prevention for us. And that's a lot of our problems, because by time, and I say we, but mostly them, figure out there's a problem, it's too late. We don't have prevention methods, education methods, recognition tactics well, yes, we do, at a lower age. So when I was talking to juvenile probation and I asked them, well, have you guys ever went into third grade and showed third graders how do you end up in juvenile? Oh, why the fuck not? Go tell them. Teach them how to stay out of juvenile probation, right? So here's the funny part to me. Here's the funny part. The United States government allows contractors to get database of kindergartners, first graders, second graders, and third graders who miss a certain amount of days and aren't up to the proficiency level of the curriculum. And then you guys know this, that's how they plan 15, 20 years down the road to build prisons on those particular age groups.
Oh, yeah.
So if that's the case, United States of America,
why don't we go back?
If you can plan and do intervention on your future aspects, why don't you do interventions to stop them from going there?
No. You're missing the point. They are planning. This is their plan.
Correct.
They want to make sure that those numbers stay consistent, because it's an easy thing. I mean, we talked about this before. We're not, a big picture, big part of this. We're a small, little, insignificant speck. Right. So I'm pretty sure that somebody else has come to them and says, well, why don't we just help the kids before they get there?
Right.
Why don't we do this before they end up doing that? Well, we can't do that because then we have to stop building prisons.
Right.
And we have to start, okay, wait, because if we stop building prisons, that means that majority of those kids, minorities, Black and brown kids, are going to end up going into high school. Then another percentage of that is going to end up going to college or a trade. And then they're going to be extra productive in society to the point in which we have to acknowledge it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's not going to happen.
And on that note, folks, I would like to say this. We'll be back every single week. We're not going just yet. It's going to be solution time. We always talk about solutions. And there's only one way that you see your solutions come to light. And that's by doing, by taking action, by getting out there doing. You want to see something change? Get out there, be a part of that change and do it.
Change it. Facts.
So the question I pose, going into the new week, what's one thing you plan on changing? Smitty.
I don't know what I'm going to change. Damn, Shannon, that's a great question.
That's a good one. He just took off the gauntlet and threw it down at our feet.
What I want to change is the way we're educated. So that's what I'm doing. I'm changing the way, I'm attempting to change the way we're educated. I'm attempting to do things in a different light. So I can't save everybody. I had to come to realize that. I can't save everybody. So I'm more focused on K through 3, K through 4 in my life, in what I do in the community. And I want to educate not only that young person, but the people responsible for this young person, to let them know that it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to consume everything that's given to you, because it may not be necessarily correct for you. You know, I know that's a lot to say, Shannon. I know I'm not answering the question, but that's really where I'm at when you ask me what I'm going to change. I want young folks to learn what's valuable to them, what's accessible to them, what's tangible to them. Please just let me go right here. I spoke to some young folks on Wednesday. I thought it was going to be 15 minutes. We went 2 hours. I let them talk. I let them talk. When you allow young folks to speak, you learn as an adult how to better service them, instead of force feeding them shit that they have no interest in. Mm-hmm. So now, if we allow young folks to learn at their pace, at their convenience, something they're interested in, and then we double down and allow parents to be educated. I got 2 young kids right now, 2 Black kids, 4th grade, kindergarten. Me and their mom had butt heads in the very beginning because they wasn't logging in. Today, for the first time, I've been knowing this family since October. We're in May. This was the first week both of them boys showed up to school the entire week. I told y'all from the beginning, what we do is not about today. It's about the cause. This is a long run. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to change the mindset of young folks, 1 at a time, 2 at a time, wherever I can. That's what I'm trying to change.
I like that.
Sure.
So that is a very responsibility-driven question, because we're making sure that, but it's what we're about, accountability, making sure that, you know, we hold ourselves to the same standard that I guess that we want others to sort of get to or mirror. I can't say get to because I know it. We're just, and me for the change is the narrative. There's a narrative that says that Black folks aren't worth it. To a certain extent, we have bought into it. Like I was saying earlier about the conversation that I had, the conversation that I was eavesdropping on. That's a narrative that it's okay. I don't want my sons to do better. They can just do what I do. But the problem with that is he doesn't understand how much he goes home every night complaining about his job. I want to be able to change a narrative that lets us know that we can succeed. We can come together. I mean, we've been doing this for almost a year now because it's possible. You know, it's possible if you take the time out to say, you know what, brothers, we're about the cause. I remember the first time I said that to Smitty, it was a wrap. That was it. That is all I had to say. And it was done. Because we all 3 of us understood automatically that that's all it's about. It's not about us. we're running our lives are a marathon. And if we want change, we have to start somewhere at some point in time. So that's going to be my thing. I'm going to revamp the things that we've been working on and go at them to change that narrative of accomplishment and the things we can actually do. Go ahead, Shane.
I posed a hell of a question.
You did that you can't even answer. I love when you do that because it's deep. Because you threw it out there thinking you wasn't gonna have to answer it. But yeah,
No.
I'm gonna throw this to them.
No,
let them let these two yellow fellas sweat this out.
Right?
No, but see, that's the thing. When I look at change and what I plan on changing, it's about self-reflecting. I look at myself as an individual. I can't help everybody. I can't do for everybody. All three of us on here have priorities. All three of us on here are married. We have families. Those I can help, I will help. And every day it's a new challenge. The one thing I do know is that there's changes that I still need to make with myself. I will continue to make them. I will continue to speak my truth. Be held accountable for me, for my actions. You may not like what I do, what I say. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn because this is me. I give two. Yeah.
You give two?
No, now it's 4.
We giving. I'm sorry. Is it that same 2 from earlier? Or are we giving 2 new less? Are we at the 4? Are we giving
2 and 4? Or what are we doing here?
Are we giving 4 less? Is it?
We -6 now. Okay.
Okay. Cool. 2 each then.
So no, but looking at it, we achieve milestones every week. The work that we do, the people we help, we achieve milestones. That's an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah.
It's a testimony to be able to go out there and help somebody else. Be able to show them a better way so that they can make changes and they don't have to face the same shit that we've already went through.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's about, it always comes back down to that ownership. And honestly, to our young people out there, especially our young ones having these babies, don't be so quick to open your legs and not be protected, then you end up with this baby. You want to play grown and you bring a child into this world, be grown enough to take care of that child.
Yeah.
Because what's taking place is that these babies are raising themselves. And then you want to blame somebody when they get out here and they do the stuff they do. They stealing from the corner store. They go and break in somebody's house. You want to blame somebody else for your mishaps. If you have a child and your child goes out and screws something up, own it.
Own it. Yeah.
Own it. Just
my baby wouldn't do nothing like that.
Yeah. Stop being so damn naive when it comes to these kids. I don't trust them. If I can't see them, if I can't see them, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I love my son to death. What do I think he'll do stuff when I'm not around? Oh, hell yeah, he is a boy. We all been there. We all done that stuff. Our daughters are the same way. They cuss worse than a sailor when you ain't around.
Oh, when you ain't around. Facts. I got a couple of, I got one who's
you
itching
catch
to
him
cuss.
though. Yeah, when you catch him, that's it. So just
But it is. So I mean, I think you're right, Shannon. The idea of the ownership part is important. And it's so important, not just owning like what your kids have done, but also owning what you have done that created this sort of situation. You know, because even with my kids, with my sons and my daughters, I had to take time to say, you know what, I messed up as being a father for the first part. There are things that I could have done better. But, you know, this is a whole process. I still know more. I know more than you do. because I've been you. You don't even have a clue at what it takes to be me. But I made sure that they understood I own my faults. Some of what you're doing now is my fault. You have to take that on as a parent. You know, you got to take on that responsibility. Don't be the one who's like, no, my baby would never be like that. He wouldn't kill 3 people. Ma'am, your son had a pound of weed, 2 AKs, and, you know, a goat in the back of his 6'4". I don't know what and then he was doing donuts in front of a school. Ma'am, you don't know your son. Or my son, I don't understand where he got all those weapons to go shoot up that school because you wasn't paying attention. You took it upon yourself to let your son be raised by TV in that video game, and now he out here committing Grand Theft Auto, and you don't know why? Take ownership, like my brother Shannon said, take ownership.
Hey, I wanna before we close out, because I know we up against it. I don't want to end on a negative note.
No, that was good. That was positive.
No, that was awesome. Shannon, man, I appreciate the question. I think that's and
Fantastic
I hope you guys take those changes too with you. Great thing, you know, with the city and trying to bring people together because everybody wants to be different. Shout out to Nolan Sullivan for helping me with a family that I'm dealing with, school district. Called him, he got immediately on it. That's all you have to do, people. Reach out for your city council members.
Yeah.
And if they cool, if they're gonna do it, they're about it, you're going to handle it. And man, he was there the next day to that family's house. Jason Roberts, the other city council member here in Vacaville, helping me out with another family with the school district. So again, there is change coming, folks. We are trying to do things. And I want to give a shout out to those 2 cats because they could have easily told me, Smith, get the hell out of here. They didn't. They personally went to these people's house and took it upon themselves to be a part of this. So, you know, hey, we trying to do what we can. So yeah. And then I want to challenge everyone before we go. Write a letter to your local politician. Just write a letter. Say, hey, how you doing? This is what I think you're doing great. This is what I think you're doing wrong. And be done with it. Do something.
Send them an email. Shoot them an email. There, you can go to any city and they have all the city council members and the mayors and everybody's email. Send them. Let them know you have a voice.
Good.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you to my brother Shannon, my man Big Smith Dog. As always,
my lawn.
What did you say? You say
Potholes in my lawn.
Love you. You are my dude.
I know.
Yeah, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get this message out there. Let us know what you want us to change. Let us know what you like or don't like about the show. You know, just whatever it is. Just, you know, we want to be engaged. I really don't give a
damn what you don't like about the show. I don't
Two shits.
Wait. You said don't give 2 shits what you don't like about the show. It's our show. We do what we want.
We do what we want, but it is good to get feedback. I'm not even going there with you.
It's always good to have feedback. Don't mean we're going to change.
No, it doesn't mean we're going to change. I'm just saying it's good to have feedback. And we're getting back on schedule to do the live show, so y'all beware. Oh, and now we can actually do it live somewhere.
Oh, look out now. We coming to you. Coming to you. Anybody can show up at that.
Man. Anybody can show up. That's something we should talk. We're going to have to talk about that one. Y'all, thank you. My brothers, I love you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for hanging out with us, people. We love y'all. Take it easy. Well, not all of you.